Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Marvel Champions. I can stop whenever I want, and today I'm going to be playing as Captain America, trying my hand against Klaw, except not using the suggested extra scheme you put in from the standard sets you get in the core box. I've included one of the extra ones you can swap in instead of the one it suggests. It's the MODOK themed one. I think it's just called the Doomsday Chair, which is MODOK's chair. So MODOK is in the deck with a bunch of cards related to him. Beyond that, it is just the other things you're supposed to include when facing Klaw. So with that, we'll do a quick overview and get started. So just for brevity's sake, I've already looked out Steve's shield. He's on his Steve Rogers side. He has 11 health, hand size of 6, and we're going to draw that immediately and see if we're going to mulligan anything. Klaw starts with the defense network out, 2 threat on it. You can't take any threat off the main scheme until such time as that is cleared because it's defending him, and he has 12 health on his first form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if we want to get rid of anything. We have Squirrel Girl, we have a shield block, definitely want that. We have Steve's apartment, that's good to get out early. Heroic Strike, Power of Leadership, that pays for Squirrel Girl just on its own. And Avengers Assemble is kind of, we don't need. I'm going to mulligan that and keep everything else. So we get instead the Quinjet. I never used this. Now might be the time because we can get that out super early as well. So yeah, at setup on Steve's side it says look for a shield. It does not get automatically equipped. It gets added to your hand. I did make a mistake with this in the first video where I used Steve. I thought the Retaliate 1 is only when you actively defend with him. It is not. He just has Retaliate 1 if you equip his shield. So I missed out on some free damage against people hitting me last time. I will do that correctly this time.
This video is sponsored by Noble Knight Games. Check out the video description below for an affiliate link that will take you through to their store, and it will help me out as well. Thanks.
So with that, let's just get the game started. Why not? I think the first thing we're going to do is use that Power of Leadership. It counts as 2 if you're spending on a leadership card, which I forgot to mention is just what I'm using for Steve. It's his core deck. We'll get Squirrel Girl out to help us nice and early. Oh, actually she would technically only cost 1 because of his ability, but I don't have any other leadership card that costs more than 1, so it doesn't really matter. We shall spend Heroic Strike to bring out Steve's shield. And put that, well, I'll probably put that under him actually, so I'll move his health over here. I know you won't be able to see it. It gives him +1 defense and Retaliate 1. And if I use it on a defense event, I have to tap it. So that means, unfortunately, I'm going to have to hold off on either Steve's apartment or the Quinjet. I'm going to get rid of the shield block to get the apartment out because we can actually tap it while we're on Steve's side. So if we're on Alter Ego, which we are, exhaust the apartment to draw a card and heal 1. We don't need to heal, but I'll definitely draw a card. It's another Avengers Assemble. I'll use that to get the Quinjet out, which we've only ever spent as a resource. So what does it actually do? At the beginning of your turn, place 1 time counter here. As an action, put an Avenger ally from your hand into play with a printed cost equal to or less than the number of counters on the Quinjet, and then discard it. Okay, so that tapped Steve's apartment, not that we'll need it much for anything else, and I think it's time to go into our Captain America form. And I want to get rid of the defense network so we can actually do stuff. So we'll tap to thwart with Steve, and that immediately clears the defense network so we can take thwart off the main scheme once it starts appearing. There, that is. And Squirrel Girl, oh sorry, when she entered play she did 1 damage to Klaw. Totally forgot about that. 1 whole damage. And on that note, I'll have her do 1 whole damage again and take 1 consequential damage. Klaw is down to 10, and that's it. That's my turn. My hand is empty. We ready everything up, and I draw 5 when I'm on the hero side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have Strength in Numbers, Shield Toss, Wonder Man, Make the Call, and Honorary Avenger. Squirrel Girl is an Avenger, and so is Wonder Man, so that's just for other characters. And we can just go straight into the villain phase. 1 threat on the main scheme. Boom. We're in hero form, so he's attacking. Claw's base attack is 0, but he draws 2 cards, so he's hitting 4. Oh, that's a MODOK card. That's 1 damage. That is 4 damage. That's unlucky. So 4 damage. And, oh, I forgot. You have to decide whether or not you're blocking before you turn those over. Well, I won't then. I missed my opportunity. So we'll take the 4 damage, putting us down to 7. Oh, actually, I can have Squirrel Girl take it, can't I? I'll do that instead. I'm sorry, Squirrel Girl. You paid for me forgetting to declare my block. And then an encounter card. It is an armoured guard, so I'm not allowed to hit Klaw while he's out, and he starts with a tough card, which I'll look out now. So as this turn begins, I put one counter on the Quinjet. I'm going to get rid of Strength in Numbers and Honorary Avenger because we don't need them. And that's going to be enough to cover the cost for Wonder Man coming out onto the field. As an additional cost for Wonder Man to attack, you must discard one card from your hand. It is unfortunate, but he does hit for 3, which is pretty nice. And on that note, I want to keep Make the Call in my hand, which means we're going to have to get rid of a Shield Toss, which is a shame. I'm going to attack with Steve to get rid of the Tough on the Armoured Guard, and then I'm going to get rid of Shield Toss to allow Wonder Man to attack for 3, take out the Armoured Guard, and he takes one consequential damage for that. And will I flip down? I think we can afford to... Oh, I forgot to turn this one around after doing the initial setup, apologies. So we're on underground distribution. There we are. I think we can afford to be... Yeah, we'll flip down in our turn as Steve. So we'll ready up. Ready up. Oh, sorry, on the Steve side I might as well exhaust his location to draw a card just to see if it would give me anything. Oh, well. At the end of my turn, I shall discard one, Make the Call. I don't want 2 of them in my hand, and then we'll draw 5 because I'm keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have drawn Mockingbird, Super Soldier Serum, Heroic Strike, his helmet, and the energy card. That's good. And villain turn then. So, 1 on the main scheme, which only needs 6 in Form 1 if you're playing with a single character. And Klaw is scheming for a base of 2. He is scheming for 2... If this activation deals damage, exhaust your hero. Nope. So he's just doing 2. So we'll take a 1 away and put a 3 on. So now it's at 4 of the 6. And then an encounter card. Sound Manipulator. I'm in Alter Ego. Klaw heals 4 damage. If no damage, no, he's healing 4. Unfortunately, he's almost back at full health. So he's back to 14 out of his 15. So we're starting this turn on our Steve side, so I'm going to exhaust his apartment to draw another card, see if we have any options. Shield Toss, alright. And we really do need to have a thwarting turn. So, let's see what we're doing here. We are going to get rid of Heroic Strike and the energy card to get Mockingbird out onto the table as an ally. She is not an Avenger, unfortunately, but hey. She's out, we get to stun an enemy when we arrive, or when she arrives, so we'll stun Klaw and call that good. Oh, I need another token on my Quinjet, so there's 2 on there now. Then we are going to spend... we're going to spend... I was going to hold on to that Make the Call. I'm going to risk getting rid of Steve's helmet and that Shield Toss to put the Super Soldier Serum into play. You can tap it once per turn to count as generating a physical resource. So again, it's just another buff we can make use of. So I've got just to Make the Call in my hand. We're going to flip up. And we're going to thwart, and we're going to thwart and thwart with everybody. So that's 3, 4, that's it, completely cleared. And then we have 1 consequential damage and 1 consequential damage. And that is my turn. So we ready up, ready up, ready up, and I need to draw 4 because I've got 1 card in my hand. Another Quinjet, Avengers Tower, Avengers Assemble, and Genius to go along with Make the Call, which we'll probably be using in my next turn. Oh yeah, Steve's apartment readies up as well. So, villain turn, 1 threat on the main scheme. He attempts to attack and can't because he is stunned, and then encounter card. Biomechanical upgrades. Surge, attached to the minion with the highest printed point cost and without another biomechanical upgrade. Well, there isn't one, so it just surges to another one. That means you have to kill a minion with it attached twice. It's very nasty. Assault. Speaking of nasty, the villain attacks you. Well, there was me thinking I was going to get away with it. Do I use my shield? Do I defend? Yes. I will block with Captain America. So we have 3 defense and so far 0 damage, so I've made a mistake. 1 damage. Well, I fully blocked it and dealt 1 damage with Retaliate 1 back to Klaw. That was a bit of a waste though. So let's see what shenanigans we can do with the Quinjet, which does go up to 3, and I'm probably just going to use it to get back Wonder Man in a second. Oh yeah, and also we didn't have to pay an extra card when Wonder Man thwarted, because it's only when he attacks. Just I forgot to cover that on camera. We'll get rid of Energy card, that's 2, and I'm going to get out Avengers Tower. You can tap Avengers Tower, it also increases your ally limit for Avengers by 1, but it also means you can exhaust the tower to reduce the cost of the next Avenger played by 1. So, we are going to flip down to Steve. We're going to tap his apartment to draw 1 and heal 1, but we don't need to heal. Fearless Determination. We are going to attack Klaw with Wonder Man, which means I have to discard a card. We will discard Avengers Assemble. Might have wanted to hold on to that one, but that's okay. So he's hitting for 3, takes Klaw down to 10. He would get discarded. Into the discard pile he goes. For free, I will play Make the Call. Pay the printed cost of an ally in any player's discard pile. Put that ally into play under your control. So he costs 2. I can tap Avengers Tower to make him 1. And Steve's power on this side makes it 1 cheaper as well, so I believe that means he's free. The other video where I used Steve's deck hasn't gone live at the time I'm recording this, so I don't know if you're allowed to reduce a card's cost to 0. But that's the way we're going to play it today again. If that is wrong, obviously I'll correct that going forward. You can't use the Quinjet to actually summon something unless it's in your hand, unfortunately. So he comes back out, and again, because that video hasn't gone live, I don't know if they come back out as a fresh spawn. My assumption is they would. So I'm going to get rid of the Quinjet in my hand, make him attack again for 3, bring Klaw down to 7, and then I'll have Mockingbird thwart, just to keep that in control. 1 consequential damage, 1 for him too. And that's my turn. And I'm happy for him to thwart, or rather scheme, so I'll end my turn as Steve. I forgot to use the Super Soldier Serum to generate as a resource there, but that's okay. And we draw 5, because I have 1 in hand. And we're on the Steve Rogers side. So, the other serum, Strength card, Strength in Numbers, Agent 13. Not a great hand, to be honest. Anyway, villain phase. 1 on main scheme. He is scheming, speaking of scheming, for 2 plus 2, so he's scheming for 4, which immediately means that that's 1 away, unfortunately, but that's only phase 1, it doesn't immediately make you lose. Encounter card. When revealed alter ego, this card gains surge. I just draw another one. Oh, Man Out of Time, it's our special one. Give to the Steve Rogers player, you may flip to alter ego form, we're already there. We can exhaust him to remove this from the game. I shall do that. So that's completely out of the game, but we've been robbed of doing anything with Steve this turn. We can still flip him though if we want to. I have way too many cards in play, so let's do something about that. Quinjet has 4 on it. I'm going to discard Quinjet, and we're going to get Agent 13 out for that cost. So that's pretty good. After she enters play, remove 2 threat from a scheme. So that's also pretty handy, well timed. So we'll get rid of that, and then we have our maximum number of allies, unless they're all Avengers, in which case we can have 1 more, but Mockingbird is not an Avenger, so she might need to go bye-bye this turn. We're going to use our Strength card, which is 2 physical resources, to put out the other Super Soldier Serum. Steve's overdosing, so now we have 2 free physical resource per turn, which is really good. Let's see, what else do I want to do? Don't really need either of these. I think we're just going to get rid of Mockingbird by making her thwart, which does 1 consequential damage and takes her out. So that puts that down to 2. Then we're in Steve Rogers' side, so I might as well draw a card with his apartment. I keep forgetting. There's another Fearless Determination. And I will flip up to hero form this time. And I'm tempted to use a Strength in Numbers just to tap these, but we'll have Agent 13 thwart because she thwarts for 2. We'll have her clear that entirely, and I'll get rid of a Strength in Numbers to make Wonder Man attack. Hit Klaw for 3, taking him down to 4 in his first form. Anyway, End of turn. Ready up everything. Ready up, ready up, ready up. I'm going to get rid of one Fearless Determination and a Strength in Numbers. And we're going to draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're almost through our deck. Honorary Avenger, Falcon, Shield Block, and Hawkeye. There's what the other 2 allies were. Well, we can help get them out with the power of Avengers Tower plus the Super Soldier Serums, so that's good. Villain phase. 1 on the main scheme. We are getting attacked for just 0 base plus 2 cards. Do I defend? We still have a lot of damage on the table from allies, so I am going to choose to defend. So base of 0, that's 2. Oh, 5. So 5, I block 3, I take 2 damage down to 9 health. But retaliate 1, I put Klaw down to 3. And then encounter card. Sonic Boom! Either spend 1 of each resource, or exhaust each character you control. Can I spend 1 of each resource? Let me check my hand here. 1 of each resource. Oh, I had a shield block in my hand. I absolutely could have used that, but too late now. Yeah, I'll get rid of Honorary Avenger, shield block, and... oh, I'd have to get rid of Hawkeye. We're about to shuffle our deck anyway, so sure. I am getting rid of 1 of each resource type, which means nothing happens. So, good. I can't afford all my characters being tapped along with Captain America. So I think that covered everything. That was the encounter card. So now I've got a hand of 2 cards, but hey, we can do something. As we begin this turn, I'm going to tap Avengers Tower to reduce the cost of the next Avenger I play by 1. I'm going to tap both Super Soldier Serums, so that means we get 2 free resources there. The shield block's going to be the 3rd we need, and Sam is going to come out onto the field. When he enters play, look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. For each treachery, remove 1 threat. That's a minion that's going to be coming out next. That is a side scheme that we're going to need in a second anyway, because he's about to go to that form. 1 treachery. So, back in the same order, we remove 1 threat. That's fine. Good. Okay. I'm tapped from blocking, unfortunately, and I have no cards in my hand now, so we can't attack with Wonder Man. But what we can do is... Klaw's got 3 health left. That's awkward. Let's see. I'd have to attack with both Agent 13 and Sam, which is a waste of 1 damage overall, but sure, they'll both attack, so that's a total of 3 damage. They both take 1 consequential damage. So lean over again, there we go. That takes off the last of Klaw's health, and we go to phase 2. When revealed, you search for the Immortal Klaw, which is the card that I know is right here, so I'm not going to bother shuffling because we saw it. It comes out onto the field. He has 10 ablative hit points until such time as this gets rid of, with 3 threat on it, and it also has the draw an extra encounter, put an extra threat on the main scheme thing on it, but we've passed that phase. Oh, actually no, we haven't, because we haven't gone to the villain turn yet, so it's going to kick in. 18 health on this form. 18 health. I've still not ended my turn, but I've only got Wonder Man left. He will thwart for 1 with 1 consequential damage to bring that down to 2, because we want rid as soon as possible. And that is my turn. I could flip down technically. Can I afford him to scheme for a turn? We know a mercenary's coming out. Yeah, I kind of want him to scheme, so I'll flip down to Steve. I'll tap Steve's apartment to heal 1 back up to 10. I don't really want to draw a card, but I think I have to. We're going to be shuffling our deck regardless. I'll hold on to that. Ending our turn, I need to draw 5. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so shuffle this up. Oops, dropped 1. Need to shuffle them a bit more. There we go. So we have 3, 4, Quinjet, Strength in Numbers, and that's on top of other Quinjet, Honorary Avenger, Heroic Strike. We have to ready everything, including us, because we ended my turn. And now the pain begins. 1 threat on main scheme. He is scheming for a base of 2 plus 1, that is 3 on the main scheme. Oh sorry, 1 extra one because of that. So he's actually 1 away from being completed, which is awkward. And then encounter card. Klaw's Vengeance. When revealed, I'm in my alter ego form. Discard 1 card at random from your hand. My hand is kinda garbage right now, so I'm going to get rid of this one. One of the Quinjets. Fair enough. That's fine. Alright, I think I did everything there. Yes, maybe, possibly. So we're starting this turn as Steve Rogers. I'm going to tap the apartment, draw a card. There's his helmet. Don't know if I'm going to be using that, but thank you either way. Let's tap Agent 13 to thwart. She thwarts for 2, and we're going to get rid of the Immortal Klaw, so his 10 ablative health is no longer an issue. But that does mean she goes in the discard pile. That's okay. That gives us this situation with Steve's apartment tapped. I am going to thwart with Falcon. 1 consequential damage, 2 comes off of that. Then, here comes the tricky part. I want to Heroic Strike. It needs 3. We'll tap both Super Soldier Serums in play and get rid of Honorary Avenger. To play Heroic Strike, deal 6 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this using a physical resource, you stun them. So that's 6 damage to Klaw, putting him down to 12, and he's stunned. Shocked even. Get stunned. Then, what else does that leave us untapped? Avengers Tower and his shield, that's it. I'll get rid of the strength in numbers to equip his helmet. So this just means the first time you would lose, you don't lose. So, pretty good. Not something I need to keep super track of, hopefully. So, I want to hold on to the power of leadership in my hand. We'll discard the Quinjet to attack with Wonder Man for 3. That means he's gone though. And that puts Klaw down to 9. We'll flip to hero side and attack for 2. Putting him down to 7. And that's where I'm going to end my turn. So everything untaps. I've got way too many cards just out of shot below the camera. But you know, I've said which ones I have, so I hope you know, like I could technically pull back the camera a bit more, but then you wouldn't be able to see anything. I have 1 card left in hand. It's Power of Leadership. We draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I didn't deal myself an extra encounter card for shuffling my deck. I forgot. I'll do 2 this time. I knew I was forgetting something. No, that's not a good hand. Let's put it that way. Alright, so we're only back to 1 on the main scheme because the side scheme that was adding an extra 1 is gone. Klaw is trying to attack. He is stunned, so he doesn't. Because I forgot to do an extra... Actually, wouldn't you just resolve it now anyway? But I'm doing 2 because I had to shuffle my deck. So, first one. It's a Gun Runner. Surge after this card is revealed. Reveal another one. Okay, so we're doing 3 actually. Next one. Gang Up. When revealed, the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. Okay, let's resolve all that first. So, the Whipping Runner is hitting me for 1. I'm just going to take that to the face and go down to 9. I hit him for Retaliate and do 1 to him. Klaw is hitting for 1 plus 2 cards. Oh, again, I shouldn't look at them. I am going to block. So, it's a base of 3. Oh, sorry, no, it's 4. 5. That's 5 damage. I'm blocking 3. So we take 2 more down to 7. I get tapped, unfortunately. Klaw takes 1 damage from Retaliate. And then we still have 1 more card to resolve. Why do I keep saying resume? The Doomsday Chair. We are going to get to see it before the end. When revealed, if MODOK is not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for MODOK and put him into play engage with you. Then shuffle the encounter deck. This has 8 threat on it and adds 1 extra threat to the main scheme. That's scary. Did we see MODOK? I don't think we did. Oh yeah, he was right on the bottom, no wonder. So MODOK, scheme of 2, attack of 2, 8 health, and he has Retaliate 2, which is really, really nasty. So I'm going to be choosing to ignore him and just try and kill Klaw. But with my current hand of cards, I don't know if that's possible, especially because Steve is tapped, which is annoying. So I'm just shuffling the encounter deck. So I'll need to think through how I can best make use of the hand of kind of bad leadership cards I've got. Alright, I have found a way to win even though we can't attack with Steve because he's tapped. We make use of Avengers Tower to make the next ally one cheaper. We make use of Make the Call to get Wonder Man out of the discard pile, tapping one of the two Super Soldier Serums to cover the one cost he is as a result of Avengers Tower. He comes back onto the field, and with that we will immediately attack by getting rid of the other Make the Call I had in hand. He hits for 3, that leaves Klaw on 3, and then I can play Genius and Power of Leadership, which counts as 2 if you're paying for a leadership card, to play Avengers Assemble, which is ready each Avenger character you control until the end of the phase. Each Avenger gets +1 thwart, +1 attack. Steve is also an Avenger, obviously, so he and Wonder Man ready, and Steve hits for 2, Falcon hits for 2, and that's more than the 3 health Klaw had left. Falcon would go away with that, and technically Wonder Man could have just thwarted 1 thwart away for, you know, for 1 consequential damage, because why not? And that defeats Klaw. We didn't really get to see MODOK, but good grief is he dangerous if he actually comes out. The extra threat is a nightmare. He's very, very difficult to kill, and if you hit him, you get 2 damage guarantees. So yeah, that I can tell that's definitely a lot harder than the base side scheme they want you to use. That's why it's an optional one you can fit in. We got really lucky with a lot of the upgrades there though. So as we end here is all the upgrades we had. Avengers Tower, Steve's apartment, the shield of course, 2 serums, which as it turns out proved to be the thing that swung it for us, and Steve's helmet, which didn't really matter, but if we had been, like if they had all hit us that round, it probably would have come into effect. The Weapon Runner would have hit us for 1, taking us down to 6. MODOK would hit us for 2, taking us down to 4. Klaw would have hit for 3, 4. Actually, no, that just comes into play. He would have hit us for 3. We actually would have lived on 1, so even if we didn't have the helmet, we would have still had 1 more turn in which to kill Klaw. So whichever way you slice it, we did have enough time, thankfully. It worked out that we saw MODOK late. If you see him early, I don't know how you're supposed to beat that personally, unless you have someone who's really good at getting rid of thwart. But either way, still a very fun game to play. I hope you enjoyed, and there will definitely be more because I am currently very addicted to playing this. It's so easy to just set up a game and play it. So I really hope you enjoy it because I would love to show more of it to you. So please do let that be known if you do want to see more of it. If you have any recommendations for characters, check out that are really good for solo play. That would also help as well. I hope you enjoyed either way though. Go check out the channel sponsor if you want to help support the channel or become a channel member. They do carry this if you want to check that out via the affiliate link. Either way, I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now.